Life Hacks Beyond Convention with Dee and Sonia.
One of the ones that we were looking at a while back, they sort of had a library, a mini library. So people so people would, had a bit like those roadside libraries that people, have
swap
put
books.
up where you swap books.
Yeah. My girlfriend set one of those up outside of front of her house because her house is in the main road, and there's another community one in the other main street, and then the little town Georgetown set one up. One of my friends has set one up there too, so people individually set them up too, which is good.
They're kind of cute. I saw one the other day here in Ballarat. I thought, oh, that's really close to my place. But, I have to remember that's there. I sort of got rid of most of my books these days because I would have had a lot I could have just donated. But not so much anymore. They've all gone to the thrift shop.
There is lesser of a use of books in some ways these days. So a lot of stuff that we had ended up going to recycling because nobody here or in the general area wanted them. But there's other forms of books that are booming. So, it's a changing. Can you use demographic when you talk about books?
There seems to have been a bit of a resurgence in people wanting books.
Yeah.
And, because I'm interested in sewing and things like that, they're often the ideas, things that pop up on my YouTube, for example. So my silo includes sewing and things like that, and they're all young people, hardly any oldies, and but they'll be doing craft markets and things, and they're making book sleeves for picker books, and they're making bookmarks and different things like that are selling because people there's starting to be a bit of a resurgence of reading again, of reading actual physical books.
Perhaps the how-to genre is having a boom, and the anything in personal development or business development is having a boom. So, but that's essentially another kind of how-to, isn't it? How to fix something within yourself.
I just found it interesting though that obviously because they'll talk about, like, some of them are just, they go onto their craft show, so they'll show you. There's just this one young thing. It's so encouraging, these young people. So she started up her own handmade business, and so they'll take you through what they sell at the market. So you go to the market with them and they'll show you what they sell.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I'm just amazed. And so they have book sleeves that are just for books, but they can also fit a Kindle and whatnot. But what most people are wanting them to buy them for is their books, and then so that, because that was one of the things I used to just put them in a plastic bag or that, because if you put them in your bag, they get
damaged,
don't they? Yeah. So I just think, so obviously there's a bit of a resurgence in actual physical books again, which is good.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful, really, isn't it? Because I think we had a fear that we would lose all that eventually, and there's certainly areas where we are losing it, but if we're gaining it in others, that's good.
Well, and I know when I was at the op shop yesterday, the book section, there was people there all the time browsing at books.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and they were a variety of ages.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah.
Older.
Our op shop puts books in the window.
Through all the craft books.
Our op shop puts books in the window sometimes, and I always have a look. I like whodunits and stuff like that. And some of the bigger novels that are more historic, not I don't do girly, lovey stuff or anything like that. I want it with Colleen McCulloch, stuff, that kind of thing I like, Nancy Cato. So I always keep an eye out for the larger ones and the large print because, eyes and all that. So I've got a collection, but I haven't read a novel in ages because once I pick a novel up, that's it. I don't do anything for the next few days till it's done. But when we used to go away, we were like you said about fishing, you would like to read a book. That's when when everyone else is fishing or something else, I would sit and read a book and love it.
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
read a mixture of fiction and non-fiction, but these days I almost exclusively read non-fiction. I
Yeah.
don't very often read fiction anymore. I think I get
Yeah.
my fix of fiction by watching Netflix, whereas I never used
Yes.
to watch television.
Yeah. If we want story, we can find that in movies and a whole heap of other areas of audio visual. But
I think that was it. I think because I hardly ever watch TV, so I'd get my my dopamine hit through fiction books. But I'm the same as you. I wasn't into romance. It was more the whodunit mysteries. Always like the CIA mysteries and things like that.
Yeah. Clive Cussler writes a lot of books about mystery type books on ocean, and I didn't think I'd like his stuff, but when I read the first one, which was an op shop or a swappy, that sort of got me on that.
I used to read some of his. Patterson, what's his name? Someone Patterson.
Oh yes, Robert Patterson, is it?
Robert Ludlum.
Yeah, him too. Yeah.
I can't remember. Might be. Nothing. Robert Patterson doesn't feel right. Can't remember. But
I've probably got it wrong.
David Baldacci.
Oh yes, I know. Yes, I've got some of his here. I've got a whole heap that I've got to read. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I should set that as a goal.
Yeah, well, I've got a lot of non-fiction that I've acquired
So what's your favourite non-fiction?
I read all sorts. At the moment, I'm working my way through looking at mind control and cult behaviour.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be up.
Part of them. What else? Some of them are theology.
Yep.
I'm just trying to think. I just downloaded another one the other day. What was that one? I thought, I need to get that. One that I read recently again, and I managed to get it into a PDF, which I put into ChatGPT to help, but was about the use of language, the way we use language and power language.
Oh.
And so I managed to get quite a lot of, somehow I got a hold of a PDF of that book, and I put it into ChatGPT and asked, because it was quite a short book, and asked ChatGPT to put it into columns for the, first of all, I got it to just outline what the power language was, because it was a different power sentence for each chapter of the book. So it's like, so give me the topic, give me what the sentence is, give me a couple of examples. Then I got it to put it into more examples, like one for a teacher, one for a marketer, and all of those sort of things. Yeah. So I'm only partway through putting all that together, but trying to get my head around the way we use language and how it can be quite beneficial. Well, the reason I started reading it was because I wanted to have more effective feedback for my students.
Yes.
And I thought, I just want to be better at how I put my words together and, give them feedback to help them. So that was what started the journey.
Yes.
But I think, it's important, isn't it, for anything we want to do? If we actually want to influence somebody, how do we go about doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one book and one use of ChatGPT.
Yeah. Brilliant. I think publishing my own book through Global Publishing started me off on a journey of collecting signed books, because if I attend an event that they run, there's often other authors there with copies of their books. So there's sort of this swap thing going on. So I've got a bit of a collection of those, and none of them are fiction. They're all, really varied. But, so that's been good. But I've been reading self-help books since I was about 20, because I recognised that I didn't have it together at all in my head, so I needed to start somewhere. Yeah. So I did have a huge collection, but some of them I've just given away or gotten rid of. I just recognise that I already have the concept in my head now. And yeah, so I don't need
Yeah,
the
I've had
book
quite a
anymore.
few self-help over the years too, and I probably haven't really kept very many of those either. Because I just figured there wasn't a lot of point in keeping them if I wasn't going to go and refer to them again.
Yes, yeah, that's how I felt. One of the first ones was, I think, How to Win Friends and Influence People was one I read. I've probably still got that because I probably need to learn that one again. But there was one on personality types that was done by a Christian woman. Yeah, Personality Plus, another one. And since then, I've learned about DISC and Myers-Briggs and, multiple other things. So they all kind of mesh in different ways. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know how many other people read that genre. Don't think any of my friends here do. So it's you and me thus far.
Funny because I had a few books when I was in Port Perry and looks at the bookshelf, like the few that I had there. It's just like, what are you doing those for? I said, well, it's really good. Why don't you read this one? Nah. Because Mum's a real reader, but it's fiction.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah.
It's stories.
Yeah, she's a bit likes the action, the murder mystery, action ones as well. I mean, if she reads romance, then she does it in her bedroom where I can't see. I've never seen Mum read a romance book.
Yeah.
It's always more the murder mystery or sometimes true crime and things like that. So.
Yes. Oh, yes. That's the kind of TV, if I'm going to watch, I like too. So, but a lot of that's in book form as well. I think with audio visual, we can get the information quickly. So it's, if you've got spare time, you can get an entire story watched and understood in 3 hours if it's a long movie, as opposed to however long it takes you to read that book. So while it doesn't usually give you thought patterns and stuff like that they can express in a book, you still get the gist of it. So
some of them, I remember like they'd make movies or TV series out of some of the books, and if you were a reader, you'd nearly always be disappointed in the
if you've read it before. Yeah, if you've read it before, you're not going to enjoy the AV version. If you've seen the AV version,
then you enjoy the book probably.
Yes, you enjoy the deeper nuances of what can be written. So, and it really is usually about what people are thinking, because you can't put that on the screen, and you can't even. So it's that that behind the scenes mulling or